Well, would you looky there. There's that blank plate. I screwed that back on there, and I used one of those the 2-gang rings. Okay, like this. Put that on there with the blank plate, and see how the coaxial cable's coming up through the floor. I pushed the carpet back down in there. Look at that. It almost looks like I didn't even hardly drill a hole, and I hardly made a mess at all, huh? That's because I pulled it out and pushed on it, and I had to work on it a little bit before I put my drill bit down there, because I ended up putting that 3/4 inch twist drill bit down there, right there. And I've just got this strung around. I pushed a little bit of extra down in there, strung it out around here, and then I'll have the cable guy. He's coming tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Mommy called him up, and they said between 9 and 10. So I'll have him put a splitter on right here and get it all working. One for the computer, one for the TV. And he's got plenty of extra. He's going to take this with him, I'm sure. And then I'll have him off of the splitter give me 2 feeders, you know, one 7-8 feet long, one about 15-20 feet long, so it'll go all the way back in there in case we ever want to have the desk in there, or the computer in that closet, let's say. Okay, and I'm gonna end up pushing this down tight between the carpet and the baseboard and stuff. But I want to talk to the coaxial, the cable guy first, and make sure that it's okay. See this stuff here? I want to make sure it's okay that I can bend it that tight, you know, around corners and stuff in the baseboard without damaging all the wires inside. There's a wire for TV, there's a wire for the internet, there's some wires for phone. You know what I mean? Because I can feel right there that it's really bent that. So before I start bending things like that, I want to ask the cable guy if that's okay to do. Because if not, I may have to have just bends, you know, kind of like that. You see what I mean? The difference? Something like that as opposed to that. So I'll check with him first before I do anything. And you probably want to see what the garage looks like after I put those cover plates on. I've got this all nicely vacuumed and got it kind of ready for the cable guy. I wanted to come back here. I had to go with Mommy on a little errand, but I wanted to come back here and get that all straightened out. I don't like to do things in a big old rush in the morning and stuff. And so let's take a look at how I finalized everything up here. Let's see, right there. So I put that cover plate, that blank plate, and then I had the wire coming out of the end, and I cut the sheetrock back kind of at an angle coming out of there, and I overlapped the blank plate. And I don't have one of those telephone mud rings around that. I cut the hole small enough so that I could still put some little plastic anchors in the ceiling. I got plastic anchors underneath those screws on both sides, and everything's covered. And see, I just put a blank plate on that one. I didn't have to put that mud ring, that telephone mud ring on there. I just put plastic anchors in the wall. That saved me. That mud ring for the bottom one was $1.75. The top one was almost $4. Okay, so there's a way to put those on without using those mud rings. And see, before I put that blank plate, that 2-gang blank plate up there, I pushed some extra in there before I pulled it out. You know, so there's a big wad up there in that ceiling cavity, just in case somebody wants to maybe split it off from there and run it somewhere else later on. I just thought I would be nice. I mean, we're never going to do it, but maybe the next person who buys this condo years down the road. And see, I just taped it. I taped it up there, just to hold it in place. And when the cable guy comes out here, he's going to have some little screw-in clamps that he's going to attach to the ceiling and to the back wall, make that nice and pretty. And then it comes over here, and then I put that plate. See, there's that other plate I got right there. And that one I have in a cut-in, one of those orange little single gang cut-in boxes, and then I screwed the cover plate on that. And that's a different way how you can do it. See how with that bigger hole, let's come on, not much light in here. With the bigger hole around there, I can angle that coaxial cable in there, and then bend it tight to the wall, and then I'll go ahead and caulk that hole, you know, when he's done putting his clamps up there and stuff. And then I fished it down the wall, you know, from there down to here. And before that, I left a little wad of extra coaxial cable up in there, okay, just in case somebody wants to add on to it later or something. And then I ran plenty down here. Here's my cable. Here's my new cable coming out there. So he's going to terminate that. And then I've got I got a blank plate somewhere. I'm not sure where it is. It's I've got an extra plate, and then I'll put a double 2-gang blank plate on there when he gets all done with everything. Okay, and then that will satisfy everything. I'll have a plate like that one, and I'll put that right there. Had the guy last time he was here, had he have given me those little clamps, I would have put those on and made that all nice and pretty. But see, I had to really think how to route that in one entire piece, so that everything fit nicely. And he'll get that up tight, and then I'll have a nice straight line along there, and then have it go up into that, and then it comes down here. I think that turned out really, actually pretty good. All right, enough of that. I guess it's time to go home. Thanks for joining me.